I think this needs to be said here, as I have been waiting to talk about this for a while. So, ACME Night. The block that was risky and special of being a family-focused block is now on Adult Swim. And I like to say this is a bad idea. This is a very, very bad idea that it had to be forced to be part of Adult Swim now, thanks to those brand new hours, which led to Cartoon Network losing the 6 p.m. and the 5 p.m. hour. Even though it was mostly because of a sacrifice because of Checkered Past. And I like to remind that Checkered Past, it could have been better, in my opinion. It's a nice block, the bumpers are creative, I did a video on it, but it honestly should have been its own thing. And, well, it would at least be pretty unique to be part of Cartoon Network and not Adult Swim, with that regard. It all started when Batman Forever aired on ACME Night, and it led to somewhat of an error. Turns out that error is unfortunately legit. It officially became part of Adult Swim, which, that right here, is not a good idea to see. Not only that, but the fact that ACME Night, a family block, is on Adult Swim does not work. Yes, I get it. There would be minimal to no edits. I mean, well, that's what ACME Night did, but there would be like no edits on the movies. But what would be even the point there? ACME Night was a family-owned, well, not family-owned, but a family-focused block. And after the movie, they would air something random, like the Purgatory thing, which was really interesting to say for the least, whether it's a rerun of Bob's Burgers or Futurama, or even some of those series that were intended to be on ACME Night but ended up to be on Adult Swim, like My Adventures with Superman and Unicorns Warriors Eternal, some true TV shows, and now all that is gone. All that charm is officially gone. And not only that, but the advertising. They haven't done advertising on the block anymore. Well, before it was shifted to Adult Swim, but also the fact that it was part of Adult Swim, you don't get any advertising. It didn't even advertise on Adult Swim for the movies, like what Cartoon Network did. And now, that's not happening anymore, which is a big shame given how special this block was. I honestly think that it's time to say this. Adult Swim needs its own 24-hour network. Latin America, it's happening on late October. It already happened in Canada. It needs to happen in the US. Because this sacrifice really is a big hurt to the heart of many. Especially that ACME Night was a project done by Tom Asheheim, who is no longer present ever since the Warner Bros. Discovery merger. I honestly think that Adult Swim should just replace True TV and be its own network to be successful there. And let ACME Night go back to Cartoon Network. Maybe let Cartoon Network have Checkered Past instead of Adult Swim. Maybe they can use it as like a nighttime block. And who knows? I would love to see Toonami return in what it used to be. It used to be, well, a weekday block. A weekday afternoon block on Toonami in the modern ages? That would be great. Especially that Toonami had to sell with long runners currently with Shippuden and One Piece. So I would think that it would be nice for Adult Swim to have its 24-hour network and replacing True TV. All those True TV shows like Impractical Jokers, they would just move to TBS anyway. and that there were projects that are still finding a home that were intended to be on ACME Night. I'm not sure if these updates will ever happen, like Bubble Troubles and Bye Bye Bunny. Also, Gremlins. I was looking forward to that show to have a linear TV premiere. Not sure about it now, given the fact that Adult Swim uses its purgatory hours for Adult Swim shows like Robot Chicken reruns, which that does not fit on a family block. And no, Cartoon Network is not going away, and it never will. Cartoon Network is still going strong with newer content. It has been doing pretty well, good in variety, still has premieres, even though Craig of the Creek is ending. We have Ivanhoe on the way. We have Tiny Toons University. Jessica's Big Little World, even though it was intended for Cartoonito, is going to premiere tomorrow. Or I believe in the 3rd? Either way, that's also coming to Cartoon Network. And there are many projects still in the works. The channel is not dead. The brand is not dead. It will never die. Yes, the whole Cartoon Network Studios thing, even though that was planned on the AT&T merger, it is not Warner Bros. Discovery's fault that Cartoon Network Studios had to go away as a building on the building itself and move to the WB building. I am going to miss on how special ACME Night was. How risky it was to air those movies and the shows during the purgatory hours. Just hurts to see that I had to be forced to be part of Adult Swim, even though it was due to Checkered Past, which has positive reception, even though to me it's kind of mixed. I have heard of something that Cartoon Network might get its hours back, the 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. hours back on around December, but it's likely going to be temporary, like the other years, as Adult Swim would just get them back anyway. But maybe, just maybe, it might be permanent, and ACME Night will go back to Cartoon Network. Oh, if only. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on ACME Night being part of Adult Swim? It just doesn't feel as what it used to be ever since it launched, when it got real risky with those movies and how special the block was. So, hopefully, it will have some specialty to return in a way, as I honestly think that Adult Swim might as well need a 24-hour network now. Anyway, guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio, signing off. Peace.